musical accompaniment. It was doing me wonders. Last few years I haven't prepared a speech and I've kind of winged it. So it gives you an idea of that I'm A, getting better at my job, and B, getting better at preparation. So I wanted to encompass the last few years that we've had and what we're looking at going into. Nobody ever summarised what we've been through better than US President Teddy Roosevelt, who said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So that is his place. She'll never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." People like Acer, for example. But that was us during the pandemic. There's so many we could name who are useless. But that was equally during the pandemic. We did not stand by. We stood with our friends, allies and shareholders, and we made it through. In doing so, we saved millions of entitlements for members and thousands of jobs. Thousands of jobs. We had a go, took a risk with things we'd never dreamt of doing, and they delivered a huge yield for the industry, shareholders, our members, and the state of Victoria, because the construction industry was the only industry in Victoria for a good long time, and for that we should all be very proud. Now I think we should view us very much as an integral part of our shareholders' membership offer. And never was this more than the case during COVID-19. 20,000 COVID claims, 30,000 tests, thousands of vaccination clinics, and I've done my part by getting COVID-19 at least 3 times. But in the context of all those numbers, I'd ask you to consider, we have 40,000 members. 40,000 members. How many members did we touch with those services during that time? And isn't that an amazing thing? So it's meant to stop and be a normal year, right? We're going to have a normal year. Well, that was a lie. Change and challenge never stops in our industry, and so has been the case again. Inflation, supply chain pressures, full employment, all leading to insolvencies, churn and stress. But you know what? That's why we exist. That's actually our purpose. If you look up on our website, I know when I started it said an industry partnership between employer associations and unions in the construction industry, which could mean anything. Right now we say we're the safety net for the construction industry. We help people back on their feet when they fall down, whether they be employers or workers. And we do it to the best of our ability, the resources available, and we'll do all that is necessary to achieve that goal. So this again has been our time to shine. And thanks to all of you for your role in making us the esteemed name we are, where we were a pariah as a name a few years ago. Pariah. That esteem has not gone unnoticed. Give us a couple of years and we'll be in New South Wales, at the ACT, South Australia and WA. So long as we can find someone to fly to WA, because I've done enough. And what a thing that will be. What a thing for all of us to play a role in. Help save the industry in Victoria, along with our shareholders leading the church. Help save the industry in Victoria, and then to export our model on the back of that to other jurisdictions. Who'd have thought that was possible? Well done to all of you, and I acknowledge the toll it took on many of us, like many of us. We have a few of the architects. We have a few of the architects that help save our industry here. John Setka from the CFMU, a friend and colleague. Thank you, John, for all your support. And Rebecca Casson from the MBAB. We are proud our first female president will be Rebecca, and we also have with us Director Adam Darden, who is a lovely and erudite gentleman. I encourage you all to take the opportunity to speak to and learn about his business.
I think they're the kindest words I've heard in years.
Certainly from me. The honour of these people's attendance speaks volumes of the esteem they hold you in. Thank you to you all for attending. And so the next year, we will start in South Australia by surrender or invasion. We're very hopeful that New South Wales and the ACT will find their way to us simply with new EBAs. That should not be as big a challenge as what we deal with in South Australia, just by the fact that it's South Australia and they're very parochial. We'll have legislative reform federally, which for the first time we can anticipate will be positive for us, not negative. They'll be trying to assist us, not hurt us. It may already have been underway if I wasn't lying in bed in COVID in Canberra at the time when we didn't give evidence. The many reforms that remained unrealised because COVID became more consuming will reach fruition. So we'll have an employment portal for workers. We'll have an proper organisational review. We'll make sure that Incolink is a preferred place of work for workers everywhere, and we'll try to maintain our place in the industry as the preeminent entitlements fund in Australia. Now, I want you to all forget about that for a few weeks. There's a lot on next year, obviously, and a lot that will consume time, particularly myself and the executive. But I want you importantly now to take a really well-earned break, and a weeks-long break, and soak up the energy that that provides, and come into the new year refreshed. I want to thank you on management's behalf for all you've done for Incolink during the most difficult times we've ever faced as an organisation in the last 3 years, but also the period where we've done more than we ever have in our history. Thank you all. Have a good break.